Reach. Come to Freddy. Scared you, didn't I, people? Greetings again, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Duel, aka the Big D. Freddy Claw and all. Of course, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, because that's why I'm known as the Big D. Since my name starts with D, so I let y'all know, because Duel's my name, and the Big D is also who I am, because that's a kind of an alias I go by. Okay, well anyway, I hope you know why I've got the Freddy Claw on, because as I said, I am now proud to bring to you an anniversary review, and it's on another movie that turns 35 today. It's, you guessed it, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yep, it was 35 years ago today when Nightmare on Elm Street first hit theaters. Now, of course, this was written and directed by Wes Craven, who had achieved some, well, fairly good, decent status in horror and suspense, like movies like The Last House on the Left, which he did with Sean Cunningham before he did Friday the 13th in 1972, and then The Hills Have Eyes in 1977. Now, Craven actually did this after he did Swamp Thing, based on the comic book character of the same name, which I have seen. I haven't rewatched it yet, but anyway. He had been working on sort of a story for this movie. Well, thought what if there was some being that would possibly come into your dreams and possibly kill you? Well, after reading the stories of somebody who had like this sort of a sleep syndrome or something like that, well, he managed to keep a pot of black coffee, and soon his parents soon found him dead after he had been asleep. He had died in his sleep. Well, that's sort of one thing I heard about from Mr. Craven. May he rest in peace, because I saw on the interview they did with him for the videotape I have of this, but I have it on DVD, but unfortunately it's the re-released DVD with not much except commentary by him and the trailer and what was on all the other Nightmare on Elm Street DVDs, the Jump to a Nightmare thing. So anyway, now, Wes sent the story to various studios, heck, even Disney, but they all rejected it. Well, so did other big studios. They said that even though there were big slashers out like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and let's see, The Burning, which I'll probably review that sometime. I don't know yet. But I did recently rewatch that, but I'll review it sometime. And heck, even Sleepaway Camp, which I also rewatched again. And Slumber Party Massacre. I'll be reviewing that sometime soon too. But anyway, they told that horror was kind of going through a process where it was considered politically non-correct and, well, it was considered dead. But then a small independent company called New Line Cinema and its head at the time, Bob Shea, got interest, so they decided to give the dice a roll and give it a try. And, well, after Wes had received so many letters, they said, thank you very much, but we don't think this is, well, a good thing to, well, for us to do, and what have you. So Bob managed to help Wes out, and so Wes said it was now or never, so we went ahead and did it. So anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street came out on this day, November 9th, 35 years ago. The same day we also got another slasher, the extremely underrated Silent Night, Deadly Night. If you have not seen my review of it yet, I would highly recommend you check it out. But enough said about how Nightmare on Elm Street came to be. it's time I told you about the movie. Now, there may be a little bit of spoilers, but I'm sure a lot of you have already watched this, so I'll go ahead and tell you all about this anyway. Now, the film stars Robert Englund as the razor-clawed Freddy Krueger. Now, this also had another pretty good cast, including John Saxon, Ronnie Blakely, and Nick Corey, who now goes under a different name, Sue Garcia, Amanda Weiss, or Wiss, I can't really pronounce, we'll say it, so I humbly apologize. Johnny Depp in his first ever film role, which of course, this was before he became a bigger star on TV's 21 Jump Street a couple of years later, which I have not seen the show though, I've seen the movie though. And Heather Langenkamp as but the movie's final girl, Nancy Thompson. Now, she's been having all sorts of strange dreams and what have you, so is her friend Tina. Well, when they were having a bit of a sleepover and Nancy's boyfriend Glenn is there, they soon are enjoying themselves until they are interrupted by a strange sound, and they soon find out it was actually Rod, Tina's supposed boyfriend. Yeah, anywho, if I can remember correctly. But anyway, before this even happened, Tina tells Nancy she's been having nightmares and stuff, and talks about this strange guy she's been seeing in her dreams. Nancy tells her that it sounded like the same guy she had. It's like had this old Christmas sweater and an old hat, and they thought this guy had long fingernails. It says, well, actually, they were more like finger knives, though. They made a terrible sound. I love that part. Anyway, soon when everything's going okay for the sleepover, Glenn's gotta stay and, well, Ron and Tina are making out, but soon Tina's gonna have a bit of a nightmare. She goes outside and apparently encounters something really strange. It's Freddy Krueger. Goes at her, and apparently Tina can't wake up. Rod wakes up and sees Tina, and soon Freddy rips her nightgown, tears off the nightgown, and slashes her right in the center. And boy, claw marks appear, and blood starts going, and they start straying her up the wall onto the ceiling and falls down. Enough said. Now, Lieutenant Donald Thompson, that's Nancy's father, played by John Saxon, and, well, he's not too thrilled with this, and, well, his wife, Marge, who is played by Ronnie Blakely, well, it doesn't quite seem to get along. Been having some drinking problems, actually, as a matter of fact, so, well, Thompson believes that Rod is behind all this, but soon Nancy decides to take a risk and go to school even after all the events occurred. So they soon try to hopefully figure out what's going on. So Nancy, apparently not getting much sleep, slept in class and apparently ends up seeing Tina in a body bag she was dragged in and dragged down the floor, and she runs into this hall monitor wearing the same Freddy type. She's like, where's your pass? Nancy's like, screw your pass. Oh boy, that's another memorable line from the movie, and soon Nancy appears in an old boiler room like Tina did, and soon is encountered by Freddy. Yeah, and she soon runs into a dead end, and soon we hear Freddy say, come to Freddy. Yeah, and starts wagging its tongue. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that for y'all. I couldn't help it. I wanted my intro to be very special. I thought I'd do special intros, and not just for the next, well, one of the next movies, which I'll mention later on. So apparently, she burns her arm on one of the pipes, and soon she wakes up and leaves. Now, the teacher in the scene is actually played by Rob Shay's sister, Lynn. That was really surprising. And so later Nancy goes to see Rod, who's now in his own cell, and well, soon gets a visit from Glenn. She wants to try and find Freddy, but unfortunately Glenn falls asleep. And they try to get there in time, but they're being stopped at the police station, and soon they want to see. Nancy wants to see Rod, but she's too late. Freddy, well, uses the blanket or sheet around like a noose around Rod's neck and hangs him. And the next time, that's kind of one of the weaker deaths in this movie. Yep, a slight thumbs down. Or should I say, claw down. But anyway, then after that, after the funeral, Nancy's mom takes her to this here institute for sleep disorders or something, and when we meet one of the doctors, who's played by Charles Fleischer, who, of course, that's the guy who would later go on to voice Roger Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I've also not reviewed yet. I'm thinking about that one. We'll see. But anyway, I had to put Nancy asleep, and, well, while the doctor and her mother are watching, and, well, this is another good line, and she's like, what the hell are dreams anyway? And doctor's like, mysteries, incredible body hocus pocus. The truth is, we still don't know what they are or where they come from. And soon Nancy starts having a bit of a issues and soon starts waking up, and soon she pulls something out from her dream. It's Frey's old hat. Well, her mother's not too thrilled and throws it away the next day, and she's been drinking again. And apparently, Nancy's arm's been slashed thanks to you-know-who. And apparently, she is really not happy. She reveals that Frey has his name in it, but she tells her that Freddy Krueger can't come after her because he's dead. Oh boy, she wasn't too thrilled. She says, you'll feel better when you get to sleep. Nancy says another good line, screw sleep, and smashes that bottle of, I think it was vodka, on the kitchen floor. Man, that kind of made me like, yikes! Sorry, everyone. But anyway, she's with Glenn after that, and, well, she's into survival. She's reading a book about booby traps, which that's kind of one of my few downsides with the movie. I'll get to that in a second. So, soon she returns home and sees there's security bars on every single window. And, well, Nancy's not happy with that. So she comes into the basement with her mother and tells her who Fred Krueger was. Now, he was a filthy child murderer who killed at least 20 kids everybody knew on Elm Street, and, of course, in the city of Springwood. That's where this movie takes place, Springwood, Ohio. Well, soon it got worse when they took him to court, as her mom said after Nancy asked, they put him away, and she says, well, the lawyers got fat and the judge got famous, but somebody forgot to sign a search warrant in the right place, and Krueger was free just like that. Then she asks, what did you do to him? She explains that, well, a lot of them parents tracked him down after they let him out, tracked him to an abandoned boiler room where he used to take his kids, took gasoline, lit the whole boiler all over the place, right at the doorway, and lit it up. And then the parents took justice into their own hands and burned Krueger alive. So apparently, Nancy needs Glenn's help and reveals what her plan is of bringing Krueger out of the nightmare. So Lynn's not too thrilled, but she wants him to be there. In the end, she's like, whatever you do, don't fall asleep. So apparently, yeah. Anyway, soon, but it later turned out to be too late. Tries to get hold of Glenn, but her folks just think this is all crazy. They leave the phone off the hook. Nancy can't get a hold. And she tries to get out, but everything's locked down, tired, and Fort Knox. Thanks to her, well, overzealous alcoholic mother. I'm not sure it's overzealous, but I'm just saying that just for fun. Okay, folks? Soon, Glenn's out. It's midnight, the time Nancy wants him to be there. And soon, from right there, Frey's arm comes around Glenn and drags him into the bed. Like, pull him. TV and record player goes down with him, and then this is when the real good one starts. A big gusher of blood comes out. I mean, it's really freaky. So apparently they're too shocked and what have you when Nancy's dad finds out, and then Nancy tells him everything. He's not thrilled with her mentioning Krueger. Gets one of his officers to check everything to make sure everything's okay, so that no one's there. Goes upstairs and another officer's like, what the hell did that? And Thompson's like, I don't know. What's the coroner got to say? He's into John puking since he saw it. Yeah, another good line from this movie. Now, if I'm boring you telling you everything, I apologize, but I'm sure a lot of you horror fanatics have seen this. But soon, well, Nancy manages to get back in there and get Frey out of into the real world. But before she did that, she set up some booby traps a la Home Alone, because, Home Alone wouldn't be out for another 6 years. Yeah, that's another See, that's one of my downsides with the movie. I didn't quite care much for them to do. Care much for that, but it was okay, though. And so after Nancy's murder's gone to sleep for real, Nancy's gone to action. Getting Frey every time. I especially did like one of the traps when she had a tripwire hooked up to the lamp. She put gunpowder in, from a shotgun bullet into a light bulb. Frey's like, I'm gonna split you in two. And boy, really gets him burned on fire. I mean, he's all lit up again in the basement. Like, oh man. Yeah, I can do something like that. I mean, Robert Englund, if he ever saw me do that, I imitate him as Ray, I think he'd be really impressed. Believe me, I am a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I love this movie. But Frey manages to get out of the fiery trap and soon kills Mrs. Thompson off, and soon manages to get her dad out of the room, and Frey reemerges like, no, you die. And she says, no, I want my mom and friends back. You what? I take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing. Now, pardon for just one bit of language. You're shit. And for this Freddy tries to go for. So turns into these blue molecular particles and then disappears. That's kind of a how I'm not sure how that everybody liked that. It was all right. And now here comes my real negative with the film, and that's the ending. But like I said, I'm sure everybody's watching, so you don't mind me mentioning it. I'm going to say the ending was not good. Nancy's mom's back, and soon her friends are coming in the England's car, and when she joins them, the top goes over. It's a cover in stripes, just like Frey swear, and they go off automatically with. And soon we hear the girls with the jump rope singing Freddy's coming. That's another thing, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Yeah, and soon Freddy's claw grabs out and drinks Nancy's Mary, and that's another negative because as soon they use like a blow up doll. Yeah. Didn't quite care for that, unfortunately. And then we go to and that's how the movie goes. And sorry I mentioned everything, but I'm sure everybody has seen this, okay, folks? Forgive me for spoiling. But anyway, do I like this or love it? I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's one of my absolute favorites in the franchise. Anyway, the movie did pretty well, and it became pretty big on video as it was originally released by Mia Home Entertainment, who co-produced this with New Line Cinema. Well, and soon later, their parent company, Huron Communications, worked on with the next few. It went on to spin out 5 sequels. Well, actually, there'd be 6 overall, including and also Freddy vs. Jason 2003 and a remake in 2002, which I have not seen all of completely. I will review this, but you'll have to forgive me for talking about what I think of this, since I've seen clips from it, though. But anyway, now here's what I'm going to say about Nightmare on Elm Street. I think the story's pretty good. It does have a few downsides with the booby traps, the ending, and stuff like that. The cast is great. I love Harold Langenkamp. Johnny Depp was pretty good. John Saxon was good. Robert Englund, especially great. He was real scary as Freddy. I absolutely love Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Everything in this movie is absolutely fun, and this movie is worth watching. Oh yeah, another thing is, I like Charles Burlstein's score to this movie, which I mentioned in my Thrill Me Thursdays ranking of top favorite horror movie scores. Check the video out if you have not seen it yet. But oh yeah, and I like the song that plays at the end credits, Nightmare by this British band, I believe. I think they're from Britain, called 213. That's a pretty good song. It's Nightmare, it's just a dream. No, it's Nightmare. I hope I don't get sued for that. Please don't sue. But anyway, would I recommend Nightmare on Elm Street? Hell yeah! You need to own this movie. I don't care what you get a video, get a DVD, get a Blu-ray, or get the movie collection like I did when I showed it to you last month. Give me a second. Yeah, this of course is the collection. Now, although I showed it off with the slipcase with the special 3D art Walmart had, yeah. But anyway, this of course is the 8-movie collection containing all movies, which you can. I'll be reviewing these, but I won't be reviewing them until Thursday because I do have some other stuff to review. Okay? So I hope you will forgive me for putting the rest of the series on hold for now. But I know you need to see the original Nightmare on Elm Street. You're going to love it. It's one of Wes Craven's greats, although I do like Scream a lot too. It's tough to decide whether if I like that one or Scream, because I like them both for different reasons. Know what I'm saying, folks? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this review, tell me what you thought about Nightmare on Elm Street in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned for more Nightmare on Elm Street reviews. join me again for more good reviews. Because I will be doing some more, but it'll be family friendly stuff though. So I hope you understand. Because it's going to be family friendly stuff tomorrow. Because I'm going to do some. I hope you all will forgive me for writing this on my Nightmare vid. Sesame Street's. Well, I'm celebrating 50 years of that show and talking about the movie Follow That Bird. And then after that, I'm going to be doing top favorite country music artists, men, women, and groups or duos in 3 separate lists, along with the Santa Claus franchise, which I'll be reviewing all 3 movies since Monday's going to be the original film's 25th anniversary. And then on Thursday, I'll be back with Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.